Blood Covenant, I mean, they're pretty conventional maps, if I'm honest. I think if it gets to Corrupted Keep, I would probably then favour k1llsen slightly more, but clawz's playstyle, he will probably pick a Slash and an Anarchy and really try and push the pace. And on Blood Covenant in particular, that's a very good map to do it on. But I mean, with a map pool of 4, this is kind of 6 months into the game. They're all so comfortable on all maps now that it's really, I wouldn't put a preference either way.
Well, you talked about the rail earlier on with k1llsen. That's what I'm kind of looking towards, maybe Corrupted Keep as that map. It's obviously the only map without a railgun in it. Yeah. How they kind of adapt around that and how they're going to play without that kind of opportunity to sit far back.
Yeah, very much a rocket gun meta, rocket launcher meta in that. And that's a good map to do it because many players, while the lightning gun is still effective, it's been massively diminished, and the rocket launcher is so powerful that it's a very good map for having those choke points, those close corridors, fights, and containing your opponent. And k1llsen's particularly good at that.
Sorry, because I'm doing the production here, so I have to like see the Italian casters and switch to us.
They're
a lot better looking than we are, I'll tell you that.
Wow, you.
Oh, come on, don't make me. Wait, let's talk about the story real quick before we do get in, because I think we have a little bit more time. What is it about your mom said about me? When you told her you were going to Italy to cast this event?
She thought you were a douchebag for showing her son.
I mean, she's not wrong. She's not wrong, right? But didn't you say something about, I'm casting with Jason, and she's like, isn't that the guy who burned you?
Pretty much. Yeah. My mom, she never forgets.
It's good times. I like your mom.
You like my mom?
Yeah, I like your mom. I think she'd like me. I think it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, this is going to be, again, a great tournament. I guess we should maybe talk about some of the other players that are coming here. Avik. We were in the car, we were talking about him in particular as a player, and there's not necessarily too much to say in terms of like what's necessarily the goal for him besides winning in this match, but he's just kind of been on this steady grind. He's never really performed terribly badly, but he also hasn't necessarily the results he's wanted.
It's another one of those. It's in a similar category to k1llsen, and he's always around there as a kind of a top 3, top 4 player, and he's generally places in that region. Again, QuakeCon is a slight step back, and then losing to the quarters to Vu, which was a big surprise to a lot of people. Made his name in Quake 4, obviously massive world champion, multiple champion, and then didn't really take the same progression into Quake 3, just always up there, always around about the top mark, and it would be fantastic to see him coming back and win a few more tournaments.
And speaking of that, I think something that I'm really looking forward to as Quake does go on is how people cement themselves as like the best player, right? Because you can have people who have like a really good tournament who kind of show up out of nowhere, then they kind of fall off a little bit later on. But how do you stay at the top, especially with the pressure that's now on you, with the amount of money that you can win in these tournaments?
And I think the really fascinating thing about this version of the game is it's almost in that kind of, it's almost in the kind of MOBA frame where every patch, given the balance of champions, can make such a big difference. And so if you can cement yourself as the best player, it really shows how skilled you are in FPS.
All right, we're already kicking things off. Starting off with k1llsen on the blue-hand side and clawz on the red. It's going to be Doomslayer up against Slash, and already the initial engagement has come in with k1llsen being forced back, and clawz, he's wanted to push this. Wanted to definitely shove this straight into k1llsen's face. Start off the tournament early with a very quick frag.
Yeah, the one surprising thing to me is k1llsen is one of the few players that might pick a clutch, and he hasn't. Whoa, nice rockets, and he hasn't vouched for that so far. Good start from k1llsen at the start. And we can see the power of the rocket launcher coming out right there, kind of bouncing clawz around and eventually smashing him down.
Oh, here's him going in. That's a nice tag, and clawz already on very low HP. He's gonna be forced back quite a bit here. Try to go for the restack. And k1llsen has some good initial control. I mean, he's got the heavy armor, he's got the mega health. I mean, he's starting off strong.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about the Anarchy is that whilst as a champion, it's probably one of the most picked champions now. If you can hit those, well, it's 100.
Yeah,
and he might be dead here.
Oh, that's a great catch. k1llsen coming out strong again against the defending QuakeCon champion, winning not only in duel and in sacrifice. k1llsen looked like he really wants to step up and play in this tournament because this has been a phenomenal start out of this man.
Yeah, he's exceptionally good at reading opponents, playing a slower game, and when you hit as many shots as k1llsen, it makes your life so hard.
And the fact now he's 2 champions up, he can afford to play even more aggressive if he wants to, or maybe just try to maintain this control that he's already been able to secure. Again, timing the mega and the heavy perfectly, even staggering the mega a little bit just to make it easier to grab later on.
Ideal split. Good analysis there, Jason.
I can't trust you in this, man.
But this is the slight dilemma as they meet in an engagement. There is 3 seconds on the Ghost Walk, and that's enough rockets.
Wow.
I was going to say that one of the dilemmas is when you get to that stage, it's how far do you back off, because that's the danger. If you become too reserved and you go on the back foot, you allow your opponent back into the game. But k1llsen taking those ultra-aggressive positions, reading clawz exceptionally well, and looks settled.
It didn't even seem like he was taking the fight to clawz. He was more like, I'm just going to listen to where you're going around the map and then just preemptively shoot a rocket against you.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do, because someone, as we said at the very start, clawz likes to play quite an aggressive play style. He's based his game of moving around the map quickly, getting in opponents' faces, but k1llsen with a full stack didn't really care for that, just reading where clawz wants to go and hitting more shots.
Yeah, doing a great job. 15 rockets to go. Looking to push the aggression yet again here. And you can see clawz respect it a little bit more. Those rockets so deadly. Connects the first one and 100 damage with 2 in a row. k1llsen living up to his name.
Yeah, I don't think he's really used any other weapon at the moment. His rockets have been on point with the occasional rail just like there. Every single rail that you hit against, particularly Anarchy, what is clawz doing, makes such a difference.
Well, he's dying. I can tell you that at least.
Dying. It doesn't look particularly settled, because that was an extremely obvious move. k1llsen, I mean, it's the obvious position to go to, so charging in there was a little bit reckless.
Well, the Ghost Walk popped right away too, realizing the rocket was coming directly into him, and now he's in a really bad position with k1llsen directly above him. Connects another rocket, gonna go in with the punch to finish it off, and clawz will now be down 2 rounds on this first map.
Yeah, 2 very quick rounds, I think just over a minute each. And clawz, for me, as we said at the start, well, it's too early to say, but still playing almost in the old style, where you can rush, because now the rockets are so powerful, it makes moving around the map slightly carelessly extra dangerous.
Oh, k1llsen's on the chase. Looks like clawz been able to create some distance, but gets punched already once, going for the second, and the shotgun's gonna be enough for k1llsen to finish clawz off again. 3 for 3 on first frags for k1llsen. And clawz, I mean, I guess we should maybe talk about Doomslayer in a second, as there's already clawz being chased down another time. With k1llsen 40 HP, he's gonna have to back away. He's gonna have to give some ground up.
Yeah, Doomslayer is very powerful. That double jump alone just affects the dynamics that you're traditionally used to aiming in, and it makes such a huge difference, as well as a kind of slightly tankier champion as well.
And it's been hard to kind of get a read onto clawz in terms of like his style so far, I guess. I mean, yeah, the aggressiveness is good, but he hasn't been given the opportunity to really pick up any kills just yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of his POV either, so it's difficult to see what's going through his mind, but k1llsen's been playing so well that clawz has maybe touched him.
Yeah, you're looking at me as if I can change it. I'm sorry, man, I can't do that. Yeah, I can't change POV.
Didn't know who was controlling that.
Well, clawz has the chase, though. Be popping that berserk to pick up the heavy armor and just back off. A little smart use of this ability, and again, the rocket's coming back in. He's even trying to do those stutter steps to just juke out on clawz to force him to miss these shots. The injection has been popped. 100 damage rocket has gone in, and again, k1llsen, almost every frag so far, minus the shotgun and the punch, has been through these rockets.
Yeah, I was about to say it was a mid-range fight there, and he had a lightning gun, and he decided to opt for the rockets instead. So we can see here how kind of the dynamics of nice rail, really nice rail.
Oh, can he hit the second? Well, he actually bounced in the air with 7 HP. Not sure what clawz had in his armory to use, but that would have been enough to finish him off. And actually he's being chased down. Looks like clawz has backed off in the meantime, but you can already see k1llsen, he ran out of rocket ammo, switched to the rail and the LG, and just trying to secure some more ammo to use as he hits another cracker of a shot onto clawz.
Every one of these rockets is doing so much damage, and clawz just hasn't adapted to the way in which k1llsen's playing, and perhaps even the way in which this new patch is playing out as well. But I was massively impressed with k1llsen. I mean, he didn't have to work awfully hard, but he did the basics exceptionally well. He timed items perfectly, he split them, as you said, extremely well, took great positions, and just had the right weapon choice.
So if you're clawz here, I'm guessing that the game plan is maybe get a little bit more control around the RL.
Yeah, and he fell into the trap as when you asked the question at the very beginning, what's the kind of playstyle they need to adapt? And clawz was just running around the map relatively carefree. And like we said, in the old version of the game, you get away with that. But in this version, particularly when you're hitting as many shots as k1llsen, you need to step off the gas a little bit. You need to play a little bit more reserved. If you can't make it to the major items, just don't. You need to stay on the small items. So if k1llsen is hitting those shots and you are weak, you need to try and defend yourself a little bit more.
I think, you know, one thing I like seeing out of k1llsen there, since it's definitely an RL heavy meta, is he was very stationary.
That's what you need to do.
And he's letting clawz run around the map, but he's also hearing where clawz is going, right? And if you hit that first rocket, if you bounce him, then your likelihood of escaping is very slim.
Yeah, and if you looked at the way in which k1llsen was playing, is that yes, he was playing very stationary, but his positions were exceptional. In that he knew the direction and where clawz wanted to go, and was standing around those corners where you hit maximum splash damage. Even if you don't hit a direct shot, you're going to hit as much damage as possible. And it also catches clawz unawares because he's going to come around a corner into k1llsen, but k1llsen is obviously tracking his opponent. So he was just understanding exactly what clawz was to do at all times and positioning accordingly to cut him off.
I kind of want to see clawz then play a little bit slower, a lot more quieter. Yeah. Just to not allow k1llsen to hit those initial rockets. That's what we've been hearing when talking to players. Like that first rocket, if you connect it first, you have a very high probability of winning out on that duel.
Yeah, and you can see clawz looks a little bit rattled because I don't think he's been manhandled like that probably at all in this game. But you're completely right. He needs to slow it down. The one problem, and it's not really a problem, but the one dynamic that he has is that clawz picks / Anarchy, both which like to be played at a fast pace. They can be played slow, but your initiative is always to play quickly because that's the way you train them and that's where they're most effective. When you watch Vu play, he's exceptionally good at slowing down the Anarchy, and that's what clawz needs to do, but it's just against kind of your inbuilt mechanism and the way you like to play those champions.
So we talked about, or we tried to talk about Doomslayer, except those rounds went so fast.
Yeah, it was just kind of get into rhetoric.
Yeah, we were talking about the double jump mechanic, and we didn't see k1llsen drop a single champion there. I'm wondering where is clawz's Doomslayer? That has to be a champion that you have to really train, right? Especially with how powerful he is in this meta of rocket launchers.
There you go.
So we'll get to see it.
We will get to see it. It is very good on Corrupted Keep, which is second. So that isn't the order. Oh,
yep,
I completely misread that. So Corrupted Keep was second.
Normally, like, when you see 1, it means like first, and then 2 means second, and then 3 is the last map.
I give up.
Don't worry, I'm not purposely being mean to him. He deserves it.
I give up. All right. Yeah, so this makes more sense. Corrupted Keep's map for clawz.
I feel like, and I could be wrong here, that Corrupted Keep is going to be more lenient on mobility and hitting these rockets in a lot more difficult angles.
Yes, it is. It also is a map where you can pick up the pace and not be punished as much because the middle ground is slightly open, and particularly on the Blood Run, as we know from the past, it is a very positional map where this is less so. You can engage extremely well in rocket gun fights, but if you have the power to use the lightning gun, obviously that is preferential, and clawz loves to play this map at such a quick speed. He was one of the guys who took the initiative, in him and Razy, particularly in showing how this map could be played with the Anarchies, as people were originally using rather the heavier champions. So it is exciting to see if he can continue with that style now after the way k1llsen played in the first game. So I expect k1llsen to hold the middle ground pretty strong with rocket launcher, and I don't expect clawz to change.
All right, well, remember, these are just best of 3s, so if k1llsen can pick up this map, he'll have secured the first game in this group and put himself ever so close to make it through to tomorrow for the semifinals. Already off the bat, clawz with the Anarchy, charging straight in with the rocket, hits a nice shot onto k1llsen, and k1llsen's changed. No longer on Doomslayer, gonna be playing the Anarchy as well.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I'm so confused.
Yeah, the
UI's a little bit messed up here. So clawz is actually on Doomslayer, looks like, and k1llsen is on.
No, the other way around. clawz is on the
other way around. Okay, it's the overlay. It's not me, I swear.
Yeah, so clawz is on the Anarchy, k1llsen is on the Doomslayer, which is as would be expected.
Yeah, so I was wondering why he's switched to Anarchy there.
But what we do see is that clawz has slightly slowed it down. Not engaging in reckless fights, but playing the items.
Well, he's going to be able to pick up the mega health here as k1llsen does have the heavy armor. And it looks like we're getting some clawz POV here, finally, as we were unfortunately not having it last game, or last map. So we're going to see, I guess, a little bit more into his playstyle on how he's changed things up. Again, going back to the LG. Not getting too many attacks here, and already forced back on 59 HP.
One of the, as we said, one of the problems in this current version is the lightning gun has obviously been diminished slightly, sticking around. Has been diminished slightly, but Doomslayer in particular is very difficult to hit, so I mean, it's going to be difficult for clawz if that's the way he wants to play. Picking up the Nyx now, so which would allow him to play more defensively if he needs to. k1llsen knows exactly where he is and has forced clawz away. At least not popping the Ghost Warp. You need to reserve that as much as physically possible.
Well, k1llsen now, I mean, there's a 3-second split on both mega items here. So they're just going to trade these 1 for 1, but maybe clawz wants to push the aggression. Again, k1llsen's already able to respond with some chip damage from the LG, and again, just bounces clawz another time. k1llsen has not dropped a single champion in this set.
No, he's playing. He has slightly adapted to the way in which clawz wants to play. As I said, he is taking that middle ground, taking on a one-on-one like fight here, but backing off. He's just holding the middle ground extremely strong, not allowing clawz to cross the map, not allowing him to pick up the lightning, or at least in the original champion.
Well, now we're going to see how k1llsen can go against the Doomslayer with that double jump. Yeah, no, Troy able to force him back, going to trade the items again. I don't think k1llsen's going to go for the challenge on Mega Health. Yeah, I want to have an opportunity. Actually, no! clawz misses it, goes back in, does pick it up, takes a rocket to the face for that trouble, and the LG coming back out again for k1llsen. Again, not getting as much damage done as he necessarily wants to, but clawz already with very low HP left, and only one champion to use, has to be a little bit more respectful here and back off.
Yeah, but at least playing on the Doomslayer will enable him or force him to slow down slightly. Not pushing in for the heavy armor here because he knows k1llsen's stacked, he knows k1llsen's got the position, so that's smart play, but just in time for the mega health. Gets away relatively cleanly, which is just what he needs. Yeah,
with like the almost 5-second split, he has the opportunity to actually challenge on the mega health and try to take away that stack before clawz can get back and healthy and good to go. He's going to actually push straight into him here. Doesn't do too much damage to that initial rock, but the second one's going to do some good damage. Picks up the 1,000 damage so far in the round, and the LG going to be coming through, and k1llsen with 9 HP gets the kill and gets another round on the board. And I think we can both agree clawz is looking a little bit shaken here.
Yeah, not a good morning for the young chap, but still has 2 rounds remaining in this game at least to bring it back.
Well, we talked about k1llsen, right? I mean, he's easily one of the best players here in Quake Champions, and he just hasn't had the performance that we expect to have out of him. I mean, he has always the opportunity and the potential to win a tournament, but with what we already see against clawz, maybe this is finally the tournament that k1llsen's able to pick up.
Yeah, for sure. And then, as we said, his style does somewhat conflict with that of clawz, who has begun with the Doomslayer, so mixing up slightly from his side. As well as just generally starting tournaments strong. I don't know if it's a nerves thing when he gets into the latter stages or what, but generally starts out extremely strong in tournaments, so coming up against clawz to begin with is good if that's the case for how you like to play.
Yeah, I mean, k1llsen, 30 years old, turned 31 this year. Definitely has the experience, but maybe needs to get his nerves on lock to pick up one of these coveted wins. And already clawz is going to be looking for the damage. Again, we talked about slowing things down. He's done just that, trying to be a little bit quieter when it comes to preventing k1llsen from hitting these initial rockets.
Yep, and also doesn't look like he would push in for the heavy armor. Bit late.
Oh, he's going to get it. Yeah. Trades positions with k1llsen. He's going to back off. Got the mega health to pick up again, and immediately clawz is going to go, well, I was assuming, on the push for it.
So we can see k1llsen there in not committing for the heavy. It's just showing how cognitive he's playing and recognizing the opportunity that it wasn't worth the committing for it, that clawz was just going to be too aggressive for it and backing off. So again, k1llsen's just general game awareness and strategy that he's employing is top quality at this point.
You can see now clawz, we talked about his aggressive style. He's definitely trying to take the fight to k1llsen.
Yeah, and because k1llsen hasn't got the stack advantage and he's not getting into positions early enough, he's just backing off until he's at that point where he's happy to commit to fights. And this is the way clawz should have reacted on the first game, on the first map, should I say.
Ooh, k1llsen might be going for a nice little bait here, actually. Fakes the feint. Let's take a little bit of damage from the rocket, but again, does have the advantage in HP here, and he's going to like to push the aggression here. Does hit another nice rocket, bumps into the air, but of course that double jump going to be really hard to predict and where he's going to be going, and k1llsen's giving him a lot of respect now. clawz is trying to back away. He still has a lot of rockets coming towards him, but again, we'll pick up the heavy armor. k1llsen will back away for the mega health.
That was really nice by k1llsen, but also well read by clawz. He wanted to bait clawz into going for the item and thought he had backed him off onto the mega, was going to catch him out, but not in time. And finally, clawz gets a frag.
Took 5 rounds, but he does do it, and now k1llsen again off the back gets caught out. Doesn't have a lot of HP left, but that direct rocket out of clawz, a great read out of this man. Might give him the control he needs on the map now. The heavy armor up in 1 second, the mega in 3, so the split not going to be good enough for clawz to pick up both.
Yeah, a little bit of mistiming there. It was a chance he might have got over there just in time, forced to pop the ghost walk. So this is the opportunity now where clawz could be looked to pushing in. Instead, k1llsen trying to backstab him.
Yeah, he gets really aggressive there. Didn't really have too many places to run, and you can see clawz immediately noticing that and now trying to go on the chase yet again here. I want to see. I just wish we could see what k1llsen's got in his bag. Because clawz only has 10 rockets left, and he can quickly go through those.
That was smart play by clawz taking that position. It's quite unusual on top of the pillar, but he knew that k1llsen had the ghost walk down and probably would have wanted to go for those time shards, so just wanted to defend them stealthily. So finally, we see clawz playing a much better, slower pace game. He's definitely recognizing that his style wasn't working. He's kept away. He hasn't even picked up the lightning gun yet, and doesn't even look like he wants to. So he definitely looks to be readdressing the way he wants to play and approach this game matchup.
I'm loving seeing that adaptation. Still one of the highest qualities I'll rate a player or a team on. The ability to adapt like mid-game, adapt to new metas, adapt to new patches. It'll make you one of the best players in the world. And
definitely, and both playing extremely tentative now, so when they're not in a position to commit for items, k1llsen in particular just won't turn up, and that is absolutely fine because you keep yourself safe. He's got the Ghost Wall back up now, which is just what he needs.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of time left to play with though. A minute remaining before clawz does pick up this round, and he's going to have to push the aggression again. The Ghost Wall has been used directly behind him, almost gets the telefrag there, but it does get the rocket shots 2 in a row, tying things up. It's a sick midi in that, and now with 40 seconds left to go, I would imagine we're not going to have a kill coming in.
You say midi.
Yeah, sick midi.
Oh.
I mean, come on, I got to go with that. Phrase taught me it. Oh, k1llsen gets another kill, though, preventing clawz from building up any sort of weapons, any sort of stack at all. And now has the kill lead with 30 seconds left to go. k1llsen doesn't have a lot of HP to go, though.
This is the time where he doesn't need to commit for items. He just needs to get out of there. clawz using the Ghost Walk to push in.
He's got 3 seconds left on his own Ghost Walk. If he can just stall for a little bit more time, pop this one, he can drag this one out to that 5-minute mark. Does get back on the high ground here. clawz, he needs to get aggressive. He needs to force this fight. The Ghost Walk is up, and he gets the kill nonetheless. clawz, again, gonna drop another round. And k1llsen's on the cusp of 2-0ing clawz, only losing 1 champion.
And this is huge because remember, look at the group. If clawz wants to qualify now, he's gonna probably have to beat Cooler.
Cooler and how?
And how?
Obviously, there's probably a little bit of a difference in skill there. Already a big fight breaking off the bat here. k1llsen hits a nice little rocket. Just pick up the heavy armor in the meantime. So clawz with the mega health has actually lost out on the majority of that. And actually getting bounced yet again. You can just see how strong the rocket launcher is right now. If you can hit those shots, you prevent the mobility of the enemy player.
That was quite an amateurish error, because particularly now on this map, the player who gets to the rocket launcher first has a big advantage and can squeeze and protect that chokehold around the rocket launcher because your opponent won't have it. And so it's extremely common just to push straight in while they're trying to pick it up. So clawz needed to play far safer. Jumping straight into the room was almost a free frag for k1llsen.
Oh, now he's trapped here. No Ghost Walk up for 5 seconds. The rocket's not going to land though.
Nice.
Let's hit a second there. clawz has no HP left. He's going for the chase. He wants the kill. It's fisticuffs now coming back in. The Ghost Walk has been used as it just came up to escape. You can already see clawz not feeling comfortable at all in this matchup. And why would you with the way k1llsen's playing?
And k1llsen's forced out the Ghost Walk now, so this is the period of time where clawz needs to be extra careful. We can see that not even going to take a sneak peek at the heavy armor, so just what he needs to do, but he now needs to keep away for another 20 seconds at least.
I mean, k1llsen's, he's got the timings on both pickups here.
And it's him picking up the pace as well. He's just jumping around because he knows if he finds clawz, it's almost certainly a kill.
Well, the Ghost Walk will be back up here, so that window he did have, well, has been diminished, but the rockets are still landing these prediction shots. k1llsen's so damn good at just knowing when someone's going to come around that corner to hit these shots.
Yeah, he's really come on now in terms of his player development. I think in Quake Live, he was a little bit one-dimensional, but we've seen his massive adaptation in Quake Champions so far.
Oh, he does get the bounce. Not going to get the second follow-up shot, though. But again, the heavy armor that clawz just picked up has been completely eaten away at, and k1llsen still maintains some of that mega health. And he also knows exactly where he's going. This is just really reminiscent of the last map. k1llsen predicting these shots time and time again.
Some crazy rockets going out. Again, the only consolation is that Ghost Walk is up. So that's a forever lifeline as a player. And he has 2.5 minutes, so there's zero need to push this game at the moment.
Oh, he's got no HP left. The Ghost Walk's going to come in with a sliver of HP left here, ZSX. And it looks like he will get telefrag killed by clawz coming out of the Ghost Walk. That was a lifeline, though. That was something you could never depend on, but a great read out of clawz. I didn't even expect that.
No, I don't even know if that was the Ghost Walk or the teleporter or a mixture of both, but it was great timing.
On the mega health, looks like k1llsen again. He's going to actually push directly into him. And he gets the kill, has the injection.
He must have had 1 health left. He took a direct.
Well, in the meantime, there's 2 minutes left to go, and he has the spot yet again. Injection has been used, though, for clawz to run away. And I feel like, the first map, clawz was just running around, trying to get some sort of control. The second map, he's been just playing super safe and playing super passive. As now, that's going to be what? k1llsen taking a quick 2-0.
Yeah. super quick 2-0. Not a single. Was it 2 kills? One was a telefrag.
Yeah.
One was
Yeah, one was just a regular kill.
Jeez.
And I mean, we're looking at the schedule today, looking at the run of show, and wondering, or was they scheduled like half an hour per map? If every map goes like that, it definitely could be true.
I could get a second dinner in today.
Okay. Or a fourth dinner, well, I think what you had yesterday. But we've now seen what? We've seen clawz on the new changes. We've seen clawz again since QuakeCon.
Yeah.
He did adapt mid-game in the second map, but it wasn't necessarily to the extent of a victory, unfortunately. So what's your take on him?
I mean, he looked slightly out of his depth against k1llsen today.
Do you think that's just because of the LG change, or do you think that's because k1llsen was playing that well?
I think it's a mixture of both, and a mixture of clawz just not being at the races. I think in a straight game where they're both playing on the top level, it would be much closer. I just felt k1llsen was extremely well prepared. He was aware of what clawz's plans were, particularly on the first map, and clawz just didn't respect the changes and perhaps the quality that k1llsen was going to bring.
And I know k1llsen's he's a very smart player. We were on the same flight coming over here, and I got to talk to him, about tell me about this player, and he would go in depth about their play style and be able to relate it. He's really similar to this other player, and these two players are really close together.
Yeah.
He's a very methodical player, and he knows exactly how you're going to play, and he tries to use that, I think, against you, as we just saw.
I mean, that's something that every great player should have in their arsenal. But now we see the evolution in Quake Champions and the prize money at stake that this now is a viable career as an esport. There is so much more effort going into the analysis and understanding of the game rather than just playing and practicing, that every player, we can see tournament on tournament, is taking a next step up. So even though this patch is now not that old, we can see every player has massively shifted the way in which they're playing the game and the understanding of the game, and clawz hasn't quite done that yet. Maybe overestimating the level of skill he brings based on his performances at QuakeCon, because obviously this is his first tournament back. It's a big wake-up call, so I'm glad it came in the first match anyway.
I mean, to be fair, though, to clawz, he was never a dual player in the beginning anyways. He was always a sacrifice player, from what I understood, with Team 2Z.
No.
And then he kind of just came in. Really? That's what I was told during the EU regionals.
Who told you that?
I want to say Zoot. I want to say Zoot. I want to call him out on it, but I want to say I was told that, and then he kind of came in a duel and surprised people.
He was brought up as a jeweler in Quake Live.
So then I was told wrong.
Yeah.
Never trust people. I'm learning the hard way. Okay, but then again, now k1llsen has another matchup right after this. He's going against, I believe it is Hao in the next game.
Okay.
And I think...
Hao's a good player. Obviously, Stammy's brother.
He's mostly a sacrifice player.
I mean,
come on, can you give me this one?
Yeah, he's more of a team player. He does duel. I wouldn't call him a jeweler. He was definitely more of a team-based player, but he's got good aim, more hit scan again. So those quality players are slightly less impactful than they were previously. But I mean, if you can still hit your shots, then you're just as good. I mean, it's one of those things. If you have great aim in this version and you play relatively smart, you can take rounds off your opponents.
And I'm curious to know what you think about that. With the guns, being tweaked like this to make sure they're balanced.
Yeah.
Do you think, as a player, that you should? I mean, obviously you can't really depend on the LG being really strong to win a tournament. But how do you think players, as a player yourself, can learn that gap or can close that gap of my LG is way better than my RL, but I have to somehow improve the RL?
It's game management and strategy in general. If you know you're particularly strong at certain characteristics, I mean, I would always recommend trying to bring up your weaknesses.